for the better part of the 8.5 centuries that it's been in existence, this fort was Jaisalmer. It wasn't until the 17th century that people started living outside the fort. The town of Jaisalmer has a population of 80,000, and 20,000 of those people live in this fort on streets pretty much like this one, in old buildings that have been somewhat adapted inside, but there's nothing new that you see here. There's no new construction. In fact, this is a protected World Heritage Site. This fort did its job for centuries and protected its people from conquerors, but it was no match for British colonization. For when the British took over India in the 1800s, they established a new trading route through what was then Bombay, today's Mumbai, and that diminished the importance of places like Jaisalmer along the Silk Road.
The then soon-to-be Rajput leader, Jawal Jaisal, came here in 1156 and began building this fort, including 3 impressive palaces.
The immediate building you see behind me from the rooftop that I'm sitting on is the Maharaja's palace itself. To its right is his son's palace, and to its left, as you can see a bit more clearly behind me now, is a palace for his wife.
These days, one can see all of it, from breezy porticos to the royal bedroom.
Inside this palace is just an endless stream of narrow passageways, steps. It's very cloistered, separated. With the Queen's palace next door, it makes you sort of wonder how the Maharaja and his Queen ever found each other. Some of these incredible wooden doors have locks on them. It just makes you wonder what's behind these doors.
The pace here is relaxed. Dozing is easy. But I'm headed to one of the fort's 7 centuries-old Jain temples.
The Jain temples found inside this fort complex are each considered architectural marvels. I'm in the oldest and largest of them, Parshvanatha Temple, which was built in the 1440s. The intricate detail in the sandstone carvings in here is pretty amazing. Jainism is one of the world's oldest religions, founded in India at least 2,500 years ago. One of its spiritual goals is to become liberated from what is believed to be an endless cycle of rebirth and achieve an all-knowing state called moksha. The key to achieving moksha is to live a non-violent life or ahimsa with as little negative impact on other life forms as possible. Although there are theological differences, as you might surmise, Jainism and Hinduism, from which Buddhism sprang, have some strong similarities. In today's India, which is overwhelmingly Hindu, Jains represent just over 1/2% of the population. They are more highly educated and wealthier than Indians overall. Few identify with lower castes. And although their belief system often differs, many Jains say they have much in common with Hindus. There are plenty of Muslims in Jaisalmer as well. I hear the call to prayer just outside my hotel window each morning. And that too relates to the history of this fort, since the Islamic Mughals held sway here for 200 years, from the mid-1500s to the mid-1700s.
The fort's narrow streets are crammed with merchants of all kinds, including Deepak and his wife Minnie, who run a cooperative selling textiles made by women in remote desert villages.
So this is the Muslim one. Muslim, it's Sia one. It's a copper wire work. Very hard work. It's 3.5 months to make the one piece. This one, okay. And this is the gypsy one. It's a more colorful one. It's a mixed caste of India. This one. And this is the new one, gypsy, like this. And this is the Hindu one. Recycled with Indian women wedding dresses of pieces like more bling bling on it. So it's very short.
They're very beautiful.
Thank you.
Rajasthan is more colorful state, so you will find many colors. So for example, if you see like this kind of table runners, that's all like copper wire metallic works. You can put it on the tables, on the walls, on the cushion covers also. You can use it, all of them.
The couple's interest goes beyond the crafts they sell. They are both observers of and advocates for the women, many of them young widows, who labor unseen in the often lonely desert settlements of western Rajasthan.
The desert women who are widows, who cannot come out from home, they are all like tribal women. So I was giving them a thread, string, clothes mirror, and they all work for me. So they was making for me different kind of things like patchwork, wall hanging, table runners, cushion covered, bedspread. But each woman, she is specific, she knows that which kind of work she can do. So like Muslim women, they was doing the copper wire. The gypsy women, they are doing gypsy works. The Rajput women, they was working with the meters. So the different kind of women, they was making a different kind of threads.
You said that you were employing women who couldn't come out. Could you explain that?
The marriage is very quickly for the women in the deserts, So in a young age, lots of women, they becoming quickly widow because they cannot afford the dowries. So many young women,
How young are they?
Like 7 to 12 or 14, 15, this is the last age when they are getting married,
So as young as 7 years old,
Yes.
a young girl can be given away in marriage.
Yeah,
here.
because the thing is this, in a desert in Rajasthan, the marriages are so quickly in a childhood. When they're little grown up, they are getting married, Lots of women, when they are like in a young age, if they are not educated and if they are going to travel from Jaisalmer to Jodhpur, they was asking to every one person which station is coming next, which station is coming next, because they are not educated. Even if they are educated, they don't need to ask. They can straight away, they can read it.
Are you saying that many of the young children growing up here in Jaisalmer are not attending school?
Well, in the city, of course, they was having a fantastic school. But if we talk about in the desert or in rural area, not so much.
The women that you've primarily employed, they are young women. I see
Of course
pictures
they
of
are,
them on
yes.
the wall. Are they widows?
Of course, they are widows. Once woman is becoming widow in India, she cannot get married again. She have to stay whole of life in the home.
You're saying in this desert culture?
In the desert culture. So how she can feed her family and children? So me and my wife together, our whole family, we was giving them a thread, string, cloth, mirrors, and they all work for me. It's really hard for a widow woman to go out from home to work, because mostly the thing is this, that mostly people still, they think it's a bad luck sign that if I cross to the widow woman's or something like that. Well, I was talking all those things which you will find in a desert area. If we will goes to the city like Delhi, Mumbai, Calcutta, Jaipur, these are big city. People like, they are very busy. But if straight away, if we will come to the rural, to the desert area, to the tribal places, you will find all the religion, caste and cultures. So if the once woman, she is becoming like 25, and if she is widow, the family in the city, they are going to push her to get married. But if let's talk about straight away in the desert, no, she have to wear a different kind of clothes. If you are a widow, mostly the widow ladies in India, she is going to wear a white sari, or like more like English color, like gray or like the ivory colors. So these are all the specific colors that she is going to wear it. Rajasthan, I told you in beginning that it's a colorful state. So if the married woman, she is going to wear red, orange, colorful dresses. Straight away, if she is becoming widow, she have to change her sari color. So she have to wear mostly the white. The white is the color of the peace. When your husband going to die, if she is going to wear a white, it means now it's a peace in your life. There is no happiness.
If you walk the streets of this fort with knowledge of what you're seeing, and I'm talking textiles woven in dusty desert villages, what you see is different for having that knowledge. At least it is for me, as I look up at this storied city on a hill.
Commission